My wife has 2 feet and 200 pairs of shoes. Have you ever stopped to think that maybe your wife is a mythical creature? Not like a mermaid, more like a glamorous centipede from a shopping mall commercial. Because honestly, nobody needs that many shoes. Not even a full samba parade with 12 costume changes. At my house, we've got party shoes, mall walking shoes, stay at home but still fancy shoes, errand running shoes, and the classic pair she wore once because they hurt. But they're just so cute. And then comes the line, "Sweetheart, I have nothing to wear." Really? What are the 112 pairs screaming from the closet? Spiritual apparitions, and don't even try to argue. She turns to me, calm and deadly, and says, "Everyone has their own style." And I go, "You've got 47 styles. That's how many sandals you have." One time I joked, if you ever got mugged, the thief would tell you to pick just one pair. She looked at me dead serious and said, "That's just cruel. Not even my mom made me choose." That's when I realized, if she's the centipede, I'm the poor guy stuck carrying all the extra legs. I once opened the closet and nearly got knocked out by a falling clog. It had cobwebs and a note taped to it that said, "Use me again, please." She asked me to grab a bag from the trunk one day. I opened it. There were more shoes than luggage. I swear that car was headed to Milan on its own. We visited her cousin once. Same vibe. 2 hours of nonstop talk about shoes that hurt but make your ankles look amazing. I just sat there, pretending to understand while sipping coffee that tasted like old nail polish. Then I went looking for an extension cord in the closet. Opened a door I thought was a pantry, and almost passed out. It was a shoe closet, just for shoes, with LED lights, rotating shelves, background music, and a little sign that said, "Welcome to Carla's wonderful world of shoes." Carla's my wife, but in that closet, she's the CEO of footwear. I stood there staring. It looked like a soap opera shoe store. Throw in a checkout counter and she could start charging. There was even a wet zone quarantine for damp shoes. She told me wet shoes can't mix with dry ones, babe. That's basic care. And the door has a lock. To preserve the leather's energy, she said. Honestly, I think she's one step away from installing fingerprint access. Then I found a shoe that looked like it had been through an archaeological dig. It crumbled when I touched it. Just disintegrated. Like in that movie when half the world disappears with a snap. I said, "Love, this one's done. I'm tossing it." She gasped, "Are you crazy? I wore that to my best friend's 30th birthday." I said, "She's 52 now. And this shoe is turning into dust." Didn't matter. "It has emotional value," she said. "We don't live in a house. We live in a museum called Emotional Memories in Synthetic Leather." There's one shoe she treats like a pet. I've seen her rub moisturizer on the leather and whisper to it, "You're still strong, my love. Just one more party and I'll let you rest." One day I came home and saw the shoe sitting on the porch. She said it was recharging in the sun. She might take out health insurance for it next. She even names her shoes. There's Fernando, a red stiletto. Not comfy but makes an entrance, she says. Then there's Regina, a tall winter boot that only comes out with a full outfit and matching earrings. And she says it so casually, "Babe, I think I'll go with Fernando today." I thought Fernando was our Uber driver. Nope. Shoe. Another day I heard her say, "I'm not feeling great. I'm going out with Regina. She makes me feel safe." The boot is now her therapist. If I ever disappear, she'll probably go to dinner with a pair of sneakers named Greg. And her phone goes off every 10 minutes. Ding! Flash sale. Ding! Free shipping. Ding! Last pairs. Hurry! She's signed up for every shoe store on the planet. Brazilian, American, Chinese. I'm just waiting for a message in ancient Egyptian. Pharaoh sandals. 10 easy payments. One time we were at the movies. Total silence. Intense scene. Suddenly, ding! Tall boots. 70% off. She stood up, whispered, "This is urgent." Urgent. The world was ending on the screen. But her apocalypse was missing a $39.90 pair of sandals. Then came the breaking point. We were about to go out, just a quick ice cream run. She disappeared into the bedroom. Tried on shoes for 30, straight, minutes, sneakers, heels, flats, boots, clogs, loafers, platforms, ankle boots, strappy sandals, combat boots, ballet flats. Then she sat on the edge of the bed, looked at the floor, sighed, and said, "I don't have anything to wear." I froze. Did a little nervous laugh. She's joking, right? She wasn't. She said it like someone who lost their keys, their dog, and their faith in humanity. I said nothing, because any response would get me arrested. All I could think was, if this isn't a breakdown, then I'm Cinderella. And it's contagious. Our 16-year-old daughter already says the same things. Dad, it's not just shoes, it's a lifestyle. When I was 16, my lifestyle was one busted sneaker and a flip-flop held together with a nail. One time her stylist friend came over to curate the collection. 3 hours later, 2 pairs went out, and 4 new ones came in. Balance, minus $700, and a credit card in full meltdown. Another day, she tried to let go, held up 15 pairs and said, I'm gonna donate half. 30 minutes later, she was crying, holding a flat and whispering, she got me through hard times. It felt like a soap opera finale, with sad music playing in my head. In the end, she donated 1 sandal, missing the other foot, and she made me take a picture of it first. For the memories. At our neighbor's wedding, she bought 2 pairs, one for the ceremony, one for the reception. Ended up wearing sneakers. Those heels are unstable on uneven flooring. Meanwhile, I was dancing to a party song, knee cracking, face frozen in pain. Another day, doorbell rings. A box arrives. She says, "Oh, I forgot I ordered this." She buys so many shoes, she surprises herself. There's a box in the trunk that I call the fashion emergency kit. 1 boot, 2 flats, a heel, and a sneaker for social escape situations. At a barbecue, I told the guys about her shoe obsession. Everyone laughed. Then one said, "Man, mine collects fuzzy slippers." Another added, "Mine has a pair of flip-flops just for watching TV." That's when I knew. I'm in a support group for victims of modern centipedes. These days, I've accepted it. Shoes are everywhere. I trip over heels, sidestep boots, and sometimes sleep next to a stray sandal. And the weirdest part, she walks around the house barefoot. The floor is now a runway, and a UFC ring for my little toe. One time I tried to be firm. I said, "If 1 more pair comes into this house, 1 has to go." She answered, "Start packing your sneakers, love." I stayed quiet and grabbed another box. Because in the end, she smiles when she finds a shoe on sale. And that smile is worth more than any imported size 6 heel. Men, accept it. It's not compulsive, it's curated. Every pair has a story, a feeling, and a price we only discover on the credit card statement. If your wife has 2 feet and 200 pairs, congratulations. You married a woman who knows what she wants. She just refuses to repeat the look. If you also live with a fashion-forward centipede, like this video, subscribe to the channel and share it with that one friend who pretends not to notice, but once tripped over a furry boot in the dark. And share it fast before she buys a new pair of shoes just to watch this video on the couch.